Your clients are paying you for SEO, but their customers have already stopped using Google the way you think. There is a new game happening right now, and most of the agencies out there do not even know the rules yet. I am going to show you what is really going on and how to get ahead of it before everyone else catches on. Hey, welcome back. If you are new here, I am Mark Kerrigan, and this is Inspire AI, where we break down how small businesses can use artificial intelligence to compete with the big guys without needing to be a tech wizard to do it. Over at goinspireai.com, we help small businesses stop leaving money on the table. Make sure you subscribe and drop a comment below. I read every single one. Now let's get into it. When I got laid off from my job in Silicon Valley, I had spent over 15 years in tech. I watched companies spend millions on AI, while the small businesses I cared about got left behind.
They had no idea the rules were changing. They were playing a game that was already over. That is exactly what is happening right now with search. The rules changed. Most people just have not noticed yet. Let me give you the plain English version of what is going on.
For the last 20-something years, showing up online meant one thing. You ranked in the list of blue links. You got clicks. People visited your site. That was the whole game. That game is not over. But it has a serious competitor now. There is a new discipline called Generative Engine Optimization. People in the industry call it GEO. And it is about getting your brand cited inside the AI-generated answer, not just ranked in the list below it. Think about how you use search right now. When you type something into Google, there is a very good chance you see a big AI-generated summary at the top of the page before you ever see a single website link. That summary is powered by Google AI Overviews. And right now, Google AI Overviews reach more than 2 billion monthly users worldwide. 2 billion every month, just from Google alone. Then you have ChatGPT. 800 million weekly active users as of early 2026. Perplexity, Microsoft Copilot. The list keeps growing. Here is the thing that should make every business owner and every agency owner sit up straight. Research from Gartner predicted that traditional search engine volume would drop 25% by 2026 as AI tools replace old search behavior. 25% of search behavior shifting away from the blue links and heading straight into AI-generated answers. So the question is not whether your clients need to care about this. The question is whether your brand shows up when the AI answers the question, or whether your competitor does. Now, here is the number that honestly made me stop and read the article twice when I first saw it. Research from Ahrefs, a marketing intelligence and SEO platform, looked at their own website data and found that visitors arriving from AI search tools converted at a rate 23 times higher than visitors coming from traditional organic search. 23 times. Not 23% better, 23 times better. Their AI search traffic was only 0.5% of their total visits, but it generated over 12% of all their signups. Why? Because when someone uses an AI tool to find a solution, they have already done the research inside the conversation. By the time they land on your website, they are not browsing, they are buying. That is the business case for GEO. And that is why every smart agency owner needs to be paying attention to this right now. So what is the actual difference between SEO and GEO? Let me make this really simple. SEO gets you ranked in the list of links. GEO gets you cited inside the AI answer. With traditional SEO, you are trying to rank on page 1 of Google. With GEO, you are trying to be one of the 2 to 7 sources that the AI actually references when it builds its response. Research shows that only about 10% of what ChatGPT cites for a given query even appears in Google's top 10 organic results. Read that again. 90% of AI citations come from outside Google's top rankings. You can be number one on Google and still be completely invisible when your prospect asks ChatGPT for a recommendation. That is the gap, and it is sitting wide open right now. Real quick, if this is landing for you, do me a favor and hit that like button. It tells the algorithm this stuff is worth showing to more people, which means more small business owners actually get to hear it. And subscribe if you have not already. I drop new videos every week, and I promise I will not waste your time. If you want to talk through how GEO applies to your specific situation, whether you run a service business, you are a consultant, or you are thinking about adding this as a service to sell, go to goinspireai.com and book a free strategy call. The link is right in the description. No pressure, just a real conversation. Let's see if we can find the opportunity together. Okay, let's keep going, because now I want to show you what GEO actually requires that most people are missing. So now that you understand why GEO matters, let me walk you through what it actually takes to show up in AI answers. Because it is different from traditional SEO in some important ways. There are 4 main areas you have to get right. The first one is content structure. AI tools do not read your page the way a human does. They break it into individual passages and evaluate each one separately. That means every section of your content needs to be able to stand on its own as an answer. Short paragraphs, clear headings, FAQ sections, direct answers at the top of each section. Research analyzing 25,000 URLs cited by AI search engines found that list-style and FAQ-style content gets cited far more often than traditional long-form prose. The second thing is entity authority. GEO is not about ranking a page. It is about making sure AI systems recognize your brand as a known, trusted entity. That means consistent brand mentions across the web, a solid About page, author bio pages, a Wikipedia presence if you can get one, and ideally your own knowledge panel in Google. The third is third-party validation. AI tools trust external mentions more than they trust what you say about yourself on your own website. Reviews on platforms like G2, coverage in industry publications, discussion threads in communities like Reddit. All of that earns you credibility in the eyes of an AI model. The fourth is technical setup. You need to make sure AI crawlers can actually access your site. Tools like ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Claude all have their own bots. If your robots.txt file is accidentally blocking them, you do not exist to them. There is also a newer file format called llms.txt that you can add to your site to guide AI systems on how to read and interpret your content. Here is the part that gets me genuinely excited. Most agencies do not offer GEO yet. Not because it is complicated, because they have not heard about it, or they have not taken it seriously yet. That is a gap. And gaps like this do not stay open for long. If you are an agency owner, every single SEO client you currently have is a potential GEO client. You already have the relationship, you just need to add the service. An AI visibility audit, where you go in and check whether a client's brand is showing up in ChatGPT, Perplexity, Google AI Overviews, and other platforms, can potentially command anywhere from $500 to $1,500 as a one-time service. And if you find gaps, which you almost always will, that conversation turns into a monthly retainer. GEO retainers in the market right now are ranging from $2,000 to $5,000 per month. Some agencies working at the enterprise level are charging even more. And if you are not an agency owner, if you are a solopreneur, a consultant, or a small business owner, this matters just as much for you. Because your competitors are not doing this yet either. Being one of the first businesses in your local market or niche to show up in AI search is an advantage that compounds over time. Want to know the fastest way to see how big this gap is right now? Open ChatGPT or Perplexity. Type in the question your ideal customer would ask to find a business like yours. Something like, "What is the best plumber in Dallas?" Or, "Who are the top marketing consultants for small businesses?" Or, "What is the best software for managing HVAC service calls?" See who shows up. See who gets cited. See whether any local or small brands make the list, or whether it is all big-name platforms and generic top 10 articles. That right there is your GEO audit. That is the gap you can sell to a client. Or that is the gap you need to close for your own business. The good news is that the basics are not out of reach for anyone. Structure your content clearly. Make sure AI bots can crawl your site. Build your presence on third-party platforms. Keep your brand information consistent everywhere it appears online. That is where you start. And here is the thing a lot of people miss. GEO and SEO are not enemies. They work together. Your SEO foundation, your domain authority, your backlinks, your technical setup still matters. But it is no longer enough on its own. GEO is the layer on top that makes sure all that hard work actually translates into visibility in the places where your buyers are spending their time right now. You do not have to choose one or the other. The smartest move is to run both, with GEO now becoming the higher leverage play for the clients who want to stay ahead. Look, the shift to AI search is happening whether we like it or not. And right now, the people who move first are going to own this space for a long time. You do not need to be a developer. You do not need a big team. You just need to understand what the AI tools are looking for and give it to them. That is what we help people do at Inspire AI. If you want to figure out where you stand right now, whether it is for your own business or for a client, head over to goinspireai.com and book a free strategy call. The link is right below this video. Let's take a look together at what kind of AI visibility you actually have and what it would take to improve it.
And before you go, drop a comment below. I want to know two things. What industry are you in? And did your brand show up when you tested it in ChatGPT just now? I read every single comment. I will see you in the next one.